welcome back to another episode of the Smokehouse Podcast. I'm your host, AP. I'm with my good friend and co-host, Sam. Yeah,
Yo,
back with another basketball roundup, man. Sorry, it's been a while, but we will be back more consistent. But yeah, Sam, how you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm ready to get into all of this.
Yeah, man. There's a lot has happened. There's a lot has happened. A lot is happening. The NBA. As you know, something happening every day. It's the
Mm.
It's almost like a soap opera more than a TV, a sport sometimes with the NBA.
It
It's always
really
like,
is.
yeah, it's always
Because it
something.
doesn't even stop when the season stops.
Nah, it's always something. But quickly, I just want to start with, we've got one of the greatest of all time. Some people GOAT PG of all time.
Mm.
Today, Shams announced that CP3 is retiring, and yeah, man, he's had a crazy stamp on the game. 6 foot PG, having as dominant run as he's done. And I
Mhm.
think the reason why I respect and love Chris Paul, yeah, CP3 is because I think he's a poster child for you can be a winner and a serial winner without winning the chip. Because
Yeah.
everywhere CP3 has gone, he's played winning ball, he's improved the team. And I think he got his flowers a lot with one of his latter years with the OKC.
Mm.
How and I think a lot of OKC fans, even players that are on that roster now and front office will tell you that was a turning point in the stretching for that team. So yeah, man, from the New Orleans Pelicans,
Mm.
or I think they were even called the New Orleans Hornets back then, I
Yeah,
believe.
the Hornets. Even that little stint in
Yeah,
in OKC after
yeah,
Katrina as well.
exactly. With the Clippers,
Mm.
all of that,
Lob
man.
City,
His
iconic.
yeah, man. His career is stamped in NBA folklore and history. And yeah, I wish him the best. He's gonna probably play out the season, but obviously I think that's a coach right there.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think,
If ever there's been one.
yeah, I think that's a coach.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, starting off in LA though, since we're here, we're gonna go to the other side of LA quickly. And yeah, man, the King's back.
The
You get
King is
me? The
back.
King is back. Bron is back. Had his first game the other night. Had a nice little double. Uh, Not many rebounds, which is a good thing I'm going to pick up on because there's a guy
Mm.
who in an earlier episode I asked to step up and he has stepped up and I'm going to give him some praise
He
later. But
has.
on
You
Bron,
got to put respect on it.
he even said he just needed to get his lungs back. But I had all this nonsense discourse about is he going to fit in? How is he going to? Obviously, it's one game,
Yeah.
but LeBron James is in an argument where really there's only two people in the argument. Some people try to bring other players in, and obviously there's an argument for them. But really, he's in
Mm.
a conversation with Michael Jordan where it's like, which one of these two is the greatest, not the best, the greatest to ever play the game? So how was their conversation of whether he could fit in and play? Like I saw this thing and I actually like a lot of their work where KG and PG on their podcast, not PG, Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce is like, Bron needs to come off the bench for this to work. What are we talking about here?
Like he's
What are we
mellow.
talking about here? Like LeBron at 40 years old is still one of the best transition downhill players in the NBA. And the game has become a downhill transition game. Like it'd be crazy to see what Miami LeBron be doing right now. But
Bruv.
that's neither here nor there. But yeah.
It's crazy. A man, he's turned 40 and he's come back
Mm.
after the oldest man injury you could have.
Oh, yeah,
And
bro,
he's just, it
sciatica.
turns out he's just Magic Johnson
He's just Magic Johnson,
upon his
bro.
return. He's
That's
just
it.
one of the best point guards of all time upon his return. But also,
Yeah.
one of my things that frustrates me so much about basketball discourse, and it doesn't seem to matter who it comes from, whether it's from ex-players, pundits, whatever, is how short term the memory is. Like, he wasn't playing off ball when he was in Miami for those 4 years. Like, where he didn't win 2 MVPs and go finals back to back to back to back to back. Like, he's
Yeah.
played off ball. He's joined he's joined the Cavs. He's joined Miami. He's gone back to the Cavs. He's joined the Lakers. And each team has looked different. And
They've
he's fit in. What are we
they've
talking
tried
about?
to put the narrative that I guess you can give to certain players where it's like, there's too many cooks in the kitchen. You need,
Mm.
because obviously Austin Reeves needs the ball. Luka needs the ball a lot. We understand this. So it was like, oh yeah. And it's kind of what they said about, that Suns team with Book and Bill but the difference is in, I think, AR, Bron, and Luka, which is different to that KD team with the Suns and some other teams who haven't worked when there's quote
Mm.
unquote too many cooks in the kitchen, is they are all natural playmakers.
Yeah.
It's almost they all want to give up the ball. Like they all want someone else to score. Even though they are all elite scorers, and I'm calling AR 15 elite scorer. I think it's averaging 28
He
this
is.
season.
He's a bucket.
I hope he makes the All-Star. But they are all natural playmakers.
Yeah.
It is they use their gravity, they use their talent, they use their scoring ability to get others open. That's naturally with them. And I believe the way sometimes athleticism is natural or scoring is natural, I think you can't teach. Like, I'm going to name different types of playmakers here, but they are all, I don't think you can teach what they do. Like, for instance, Amen Thompson is a different type of playmaker. Luka Doncic, Tyrese Halliburton, Josh Giddey. These players, CP3, these players have things that you cannot teach the want to do that or to see that. The Rajon Rondos, Trey
Yeah.
Youngs, it's just in you. And I think at all different levels, the Lakers have three of those talents to where there was never going to be an issue giving up the ball. What I think
Ever.
though is obviously defensively there could be an issue, but I think offensively they're going to be so crazy, and uh, obviously JJ Redick is a great basketball mind, and he's
Mm-hmm.
showing that he's a good coach.
Yeah.
Maybe he can become a great coach. I think he's smart enough to stagger those minutes to where you can. There won't be too many times where it's like, oh, there's not enough basketball because
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of minutes. And again, with Bron, you don't even want him playing many minutes
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
regular season. So I think it's nothing but positive. But yes, as I said, I was gonna praise Jordan Ayton. He's balling.
He's
He's
bullying.
doing what
He's
he should
bullying.
do. He's rebounding, he's defending, and he's getting his easy buckets. And
Yeah.
that's what I needed from him. And that is what I expected from him. And it's like his expectations has been lowered so much, but that doesn't matter. He's in LA now. He's averaging what 16 and 8, 16 and 9 on the
Yeah.
season.
In the last 5, he's been putting up like 20 and 12.
Yeah, it looks like it's 20 and 10 game every day.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm happy with him, man. And I hope it continues. Um, Yeah, man, he's proven me wrong, and I'm happy. I'm happy for him that he's proven people wrong.
Yeah.
I also think another thing with him is um he has people in front of him when if things go wrong, hopefully they don't, but it's the NBA season, man. There may be times we go in a little slump. I think there's people ahead of him to like block him from media scrutiny.
Oh, yeah,
They're gonna
absolutely.
go for Luka, they're gonna go for Bron, they're gonna go for
Yeah.
JJ first, those kind of names before
Yeah.
we get down to A. So I hope that kind of like makes him feel free and play a lot freer.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same situation as it was in Phoenix, where like all of a sudden, like almost out of nowhere, they were a title team, which no
Yeah,
one expected,
yeah,
and I don't think he was ready for that. And then
no,
also like with the way the team changed from like those it just put extra pressure on him that he
mm,
clearly wasn't ready for. And he already came into the league with so much scrutiny because he was the number 1 pick in the same draft as Luka, and Luka hit the ground running so quickly as well. So now he's in a situation where he's had a few years where he hasn't been looked at as favorably. He hasn't been looked at as someone that is like a valuable contributor or someone that you'd want on like a championship team.
mm,
And now he finds himself on a team that has championship aspirations. And his role is so clearly defined in terms of you need to rebound, you need to be a presence, you need to set screens, you need to roll to the rim. That's
roll that
about
shot.
it.
Another,
And then on top of that,
mm,
you've got Luca
there
looking
we
for
go.
you, and you've got Bron looking for you, who are 2 of the best passers
AR,
in the
man,
game. And
don't
AR
sleep on
looking for
AR.
you as well.
Even Marcus Smart, man, and
Yeah.
the thing that I'm gonna I'll give DeAndre in here some leeway is forget all the other stuff. When he was at his best, he was playing with CP3.
Yep.
That's a big miss. Like, and I think even you're seeing it this season. I think Booker's trying his best to be a point guard, but he's not a point guard. He's
He's
trying
not a
his
point
best.
guard. Yeah.
He's not a point guard. KD's not a point guard. And when you're a big like DeAndre Ayton, where it's like you're not really a self creation bag isn't your thing. I'm sure
Nah.
you can do it to some extent, but
And
that's
also
not
the
what I
game
want
has
from
moved
you.
away from that.
Thank you. You need a PG.
Yeah.
You need people that are gonna put it on a plate for you. And look, when LeBron came in straight away, some of those he got it on the low post, span baseline, quick little lob.
Yeah.
I know if I'm doing it, I'm in heaven right now. I'm in heaven.
Bro, literally.
I'm literally in heaven. I've got two of the best passers of all time, and for me, three of the best passers in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, he's
Yeah.
doing well, and the Lakers look good. They're in and around the top seeds in the West. I think we're gonna get the next 15, 20 games. You're gonna start to see who is really in and around that place. You're gonna start to see the pack kind of
Mm.
move away. But I think the Lakers, for me, they're in. I think obviously the best, which we'll get onto. Then it's like Houston, Nuggets, Lakers for me. Then the rest. Um, yeah, but listen, but yeah, to stay in LA, back to the Clippers.
Mm.
Obviously, shout out James Harden, who, man, I hope history looks is a lot kinder to James Harden than the last couple of years people have been, because I think one of the greatest to ever do it, man, and a consummate pro. Dropped 55 today in a win, but before that they were 1-9, so today that makes them 2-10. And yeah, what's going on with the Clippers, man? What's happening? What do we like? If you're a Clippers fan, where are we going? Do you know what I mean? What is the plan?
There
And
is
why
no
are
plan.
we still in the shadow of the bubble trade when they brought PG
Bro.
over, when they brought Kawhi over? That team, it still feels like, teams get in cycles when it's like, okay, we're in this phase. Why do we still, that's a long time ago. Like, we're
Bro,
out of COVID, guys. There's no more masks. People ain't wearing masks anymore.
but you know what? Do you know what the problem is with the Clippers? Yeah, and it's like, it's a problem that there are a couple franchises in the NBA that if they're not careful, like the Kings,
Mm,
if you're not careful, sometimes you just have to press that reboot button. Like
mm,
you just have to press that button. And the Clippers, obviously, they went all in. It was a duos era. Like the AD trade kickstarted the duos era, and
the
they said, you
duos
know what,
era,
you're gonna go
yes.
for a duo. We're gonna go
Yeah.
for a duo too.
Mm,
We're going all in. Paul George, and they
yeah.
mortgaged the house, they mortgaged the second house, they remortgaged everything. They
Mm,
they they took out all the credit they could possibly took out on
yeah.
Paul George and Kawhi
Yeah.
Leonard, and they
Yeah.
got in return a second round exit in the bubble, a conference final trip where neither of them played,
Mm,
missed the playoffs, first round or second round exit, first round exit, and now you've lost PG for nothing after you gave away everything for him. You've got Kawhi Leonard, who at the minute is on a timeline that is not defined. We don't know when he's coming back. We don't know how many
yeah.
games he's going to play this season. And if we're just being honest, as good as Kawhi can be on any given day, he's not there enough for it to matter. And then you've decided, all right, cool, we can't make any moves. We've got these big contracts. We've
Mm,
got Harden now. We've
mm,
got Kawhi. We can't make any moves because we've got no pieces, right? So you decide, all right, cool, we're gonna get veteran experience. You let Norman Powell go, who's now hooping in
hooping his
Miami,
arse
putting up
off in Miami.
25, 26 a night.
Hooping his arse off. He's like, I think I saw it as like the quickest to like 250 or 300 points in Miami history.
Yeah, like he's
Like,
balling. He's balling.
yeah.
And then like you brought in Bradley Beal, who's gone
He's
down with a
now
hip.
gone for the season.
The injury is so bad, he's eligible, or the Clippers are eligible for the disability exception to get him off payroll. Like, you've got that. They're the slowest team in the league,
Oldest team.
pace-wise, average speed. But then, of course, they are the oldest team in NBA history.
And
So
then you
it's not
got,
even a thing of like, what's gone wrong this season. I don't think there's any one person to point at and blame besides management. But like, they are literally just old and slow and they can't get on the court.
I think what happens in the NBA sometimes, yeah, especially when you have Hall of Fame talent,
Mm.
especially with I'll put a group of players. Steph, KD, Kawhi, Harden, Bron, PG to an extent. That age group of just this era of players where it's like you guys have been so good for so long and your latter stage of career, you're still so exceptional. There's this thing of just like, well, we know your talent. So if we kind of cook up the right thing, you can get us a chip somehow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's still this thing, it's just like, okay, well, look what Kawhi did in Toronto. What, 6 years ago now? When did they win the chip? 2021?
2019.
2019.
2019.
6 years ago now. It's like, okay, if we just pump Kawhi with enough medicine and get him out there and somehow he'll turn into prime Michael Jordan again.
Mm.
And it's like you're skipping what this new era has shown us, which is in the development era. The Celtics chip took 10 years to build.
Yeah.
There was a lot of trials and tribulations, but they kept their core. They built through the draft. They traded here and there where they needed to, but they built that. What is a more built chip than the OKC's chip? And how long has that been in the works?
Presti's been there since 2007.
Thank you.
They went through one young team, one young core. They lost pieces. They tried to retool around it.
The Clippers
They
even
lost
helped them.
KD. They tried to retool with Paul George and Melo. And then they said, you know what? We're not committing to this anymore. Push the button. And you know what's so crazy? Going back to that praise that we had for CP3. The CP3 year was meant to be a rebuild year, but CP3 is such a great floor raiser that they ended up making the playoffs and nearly upsetting the Rockets. But even then, like they after that, they said, okay, this was actually too good. We're moving on from CP3. Let's rebuild for real. And they committed to it.
It feels like a couple franchises are just stuck in 2018.
Bruv,
it feels like a couple franchises feel like LeBron is still running through the East or something. Like, it's like, it doesn't make sense to me. And again, you look at it and you think, okay, the league is younger than ever. It's faster than ever. And we also still have some great older talents. KD, Bron, Harden, all these. I understand this. But the way that roster is built, it was like, you should have blown it up like 3 years ago. And it's like, you guys are still trying. And it's, I kind of understand, because it's like, you built the stadium now. So you just need, you need something in there. Harden's the something.
Yeah.
But it's just, I just look at it and I think, because somebody in there saying, yeah, we're title contenders. Do you really
they
believe
definitely
that?
thought they were.
Do you really believe that? And it's just, but again, the problem is, and we'll get on to OKC, is they might be helping them again. If the Clippers, and I need to see where the Clippers are in the standings, but it is quite early.
The Clippers are 12.
So the Clippers are 12. Now.
And the way the lottery works out, they don't even need to be last.
They don't need to be last.
And
how much more, do you know what it's like, yeah? You remember that era, I'm going to go back to football here quickly, when Barcelona and Man City were using Arsenal as an academy?
Yeah.
It feels like the Clippers are trying to be the
feeder club.
The feeder club for OKC.
They're the Dortmund to OKC's Bayern Munich.
Yeah, like, I don't understand, because they got their pick again. And this
draft class is stacked, bro.
And I've seen Kawhi's looking to come back soon. And it's like, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but for what? Because the problem is, they put themselves in a situation just like the Kings are in, where it's like, you're not good enough to be you're not bad enough to be the worst team.
Yeah.
But you're
not good enough for it to
you're as close to the bottom as you are to the top. That's the issue. Like, the path for you to win a chip is just as insane as it is for you to lose as many games as the Pistons did a couple years ago. So it's just like, and again, I'm an advocate for, I hate this thing of, if it's only championship or bust kind of basketball. I think the regular season should matter. The fact that Harden scored 55 tonight should be a big deal. And it is a big deal. But at the same time, when you've built your roster and said, okay, well, this is what we're trying to do. This is what we're trying to do, Kawhi. All the under-table money business, blah, blah, blah. And this is the product you're putting out. This is what you're putting out. It's like, you have to.
But then the problem is, you've got pieces that, like, and I say this all the time, and then there's always a trade that ends up happening, but I'm like, you've got pieces where I'm just like, who's taking that on? If you shopped Kawhi right now, what GM, like, Nico Harris just got fired. Like, if he was still in office, maybe
Nico Harris would have loved Kawhi.
He would have loved Kawhi.
He would have loved Kawhi.
Yeah, like, but like, who in their right mind right now is going, let me get some of that Kawhi right now. Let me get some of that Kawhi. Let me get Kawhi on my roster right now. That was crazy. But like, who in their right mind is going for that? Even as good as Harden is, if you are a title contending team, we know what Harden's limitations are over the stretch of a season, and we know what his limitations are on the defensive side. And it was interesting. I saw a tweet the other day where it was like, the Lakers are a 6'5" point of attack defender away from a chip. And then someone quote tweeted and it was like, so is pretty much every single team. Who is looking for a James Harden right now to make them a title contender that's that's on the cusp of that. No one is. And like,
The other thing as well is scoring as a tradable talent has its lowest value it's ever had.
yeah, absolutely.
Because it feels like 20 points per game just is on the bench somewhere.
Bro, literally. 20 points a game is just a matter of getting enough shots.
Exactly. And it feels like everyone's kind of got their star or their point guard.
And in particular, like, ISO scoring is
it's
not valuable
it's a different
at
game.
all. Like,
it's a different game.
Like someone like a Cam Thomas 10 years ago would be on a max contract all-star easily. But now it's like he's going to struggle. If he's not willing to take a pay cut, he's going to struggle to get money from any team that isn't circling the drain right now, because he's someone that needs 15 seconds of the shot clock to get a shot off. And this is the fastest pace the league has been in God knows how long, if not ever, where it's like you can be a conquer knuckle getting 12 shots a game, make 6, make 7 of them, and then boom, you're averaging 20. And it's like that's all you need.
The three ball has changed what 20 points per game means.
Yeah.
And also it's like the type of all-world talent you will need to be right now to just be an offense-only star. James Harden isn't anymore. He's not Luka.
If it was 2019, fair enough.
Having a different story. And I don't even think he's that bad of a defender anymore, but it's just the money he's going to want. What he's valued at is his contract. I don't know too many teams that are like, yeah. And also it's just like, yeah, for what? Can we trade? Because again, I'd say, okay, yeah, actually, I wouldn't mind putting him on the Bucks. How do they do that? Number one. Also, they just found Ryan Rollins. And he's balling.
Also, they just tried it with Dame.
So it's just they're just in a tricky position where it's like, as you said, blowing up is what they should do, but blowing up, who's buying? And obviously, with the way the contracts work now, you're not really going to find 20 bad teams that are just going to take the contracts for the sake of taking the contracts.
No.
But probably that is maybe what happens. But
additionally, like the second apron is handcuffing teams so much, where it's 100%. Like, if you are not a superstar, you're not getting a max. I think it was I can't remember who it was that was talking about it. But it was basically just saying, like, if you're not a star player, you're getting a minimum. Like, you're getting as close to the minimum as you can possibly get. Teams are just not willing to go into the luxury tax for a guy that's going to give you, points or assists that don't really contribute to winning. You need to be a top level guy to get a max now,
that's where
or you're getting close to the min.
Just to go back onto that point I made about the championship or bust era that has been created through. I think sports media has been the biggest. The biggest advocate for this, like the Stephen A's of the world and stuff like that. Now go on these shows and just debate Jordan and LeBron all day. And
the ring culture.
The ring culture. You devalue the everyday game. You devalue it because it's like, well, this random game on a Saturday night, Sunday night in the middle of November doesn't matter. And what that does is teams are not now just going to have players. Like, you're not just going to be like, okay, James Harden's available. Yeah, I'm going to get him because my fans might want to see that. Because now even fans, the everyday fan thinks, okay, well, if it's not about ring chasing, it's like if you're not rebuilding as a young team, like even now, you see with the Pistons, we'll get on to you. You go from, oh my God, we're so bad, blow it up. Let's get when are we gonna get a nice draft pick? To, oh, you guys are kind of fun. To, okay, go win a chip now. It happens so quickly. You go from literally obscurity to, it doesn't really matter unless you win a chip.
Yeah.
It's like we're not enjoying the game anymore. Like, it's not about just enjoying the talents we've got. And it's crazy because we've got so much talent in the league right now. But
so much.
This is what it is, man. These are the narratives, and this is what the culture of basketball is at the moment.
And what's most upsetting about it is that it's a narrative being pushed by people that don't watch games.
Don't watch games.
It's
don't
people
play
online.
At that level,
it's people. Yeah. It's pundits that, like, you can tell from the way they talk about players and they talk about the games. Like, you don't watch games.
And then do you know what happens when that happens? You trade Luka Doncic.
Right.
You trade Luka Doncic.
You buy into he's overweight. I'm like, first of all, you look at that Dallas season, yeah. That's the most games that man had ever played in an NBA season. Not to mention he went into the finals injured. And he was attacked relentlessly on defense. yes, you can go through and you can look at those plays and you can see like, all right, cool, his body can't do it. But for anybody
Yeah.
that has played basketball before,
Mm.
playing defense when you are physically and mentally exhausted is one of the toughest things to do, especially when the best offensive player on the other team is just going at you. And like, cool, he wasn't in the best shape to begin with. Cool, fine. But why is it that we always put that on the player and we don't look at the team and look at, because the teams have, you have physios, you've got
Mm.
nutritionists, you've got
Mm.
all of these people that are supposed to make sure that this man's in shape. But you put it on the player and then
Do you,
you trade the player away.
do you know what also makes me laugh? It's like Bron said a couple of years ago in the interview, he was like, because LeBron has been a great defender for the majority of his career.
Mm.
And I think a lot of it, he still uses his IQ to be a good defender, but he's not
Yeah.
a great defender anymore.
No.
And he said it in the interview after the game. He was like, can I defend, of course, and at a high level, but I can't do it for the whole 40 minutes on both ends. People forget that the same way defense is exhausting, offense is also exhausting. Luka is putting out Luka's output offensively is not the average person's output offensively.
No.
Yeah, even if you just want to look at the numbers, rebound, scoring, and assisting, cool. But if you just look at his offensive output, it's the same as somebody who's probably a two-way player. Because
Yep.
what he does on the up, and that's why you have other guys to fill in for him. But Nico Harrison was an idiot. His decision was idiotic, and now he's been fired. And there you go. And I saw a lot of idiots online, man. I was in some TikTok spaces and stuff and that, going back and forth, people saying, yeah, man, defense does win championships, and Nico Harrison's right. You'll see. And I even have some guys, and I hate this for AD, talking about, well, how are we supposed to know AD and Kyrie was going to get injured? If you look at their careers the last couple of years, Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis, God bless them, have been one of the most injury-prone players in their era, of their
Bruv.
generation. What are we doing here? What are we actually doing here? But this is what happens when you want a narrative to be pushed. You'll start acting like 2 plus 2 is 664 instead of 2 plus 2 being 4. You just start twisting reality.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people are doing. Because again, the reality is this: Luka Doncic was an all-world talent. Is an all-world talent. And for you to even
All-time talent.
exactly, like there's some people out there who are already willing to give Luka Doncic the best man of all time. Think about how insane that is. And there's conversations. And you had the fairy tale. You had the, oh my God, Luka's first season is Dirk's last. Oh, they're both European. Oh, they even love each other. They hang out. Even after Dirk retired, they're still friends. Dirk's
Yep.
always coming to the games. You had the fairy tale that some people have in their organization. Some people have been fans for teams for 50 plus years. Have never seen anything as nice as this.
Ever.
You think the Hornets ever had anything like this?
Bruv.
You think the Wizards or the Bullets before that had anything like this?
Bruv, the Kings have made one playoff appearance in 20 years.
Like, and you throw that away.
And they were lighting a beam for it.
You throw that away to the point where you get the number one pick, and it still sticks. And it's just like, yeah, but yeah, man, I don't want to not too much on him, man. He's gone now.
Yeah. But it just, even what you were saying about being in those spaces, it just, all of those, so many people that are engaging in basketball discourse just don't watch basketball.
They don't.
Like, you just don't. Because how can you look at that? How can anyone look at that trade and be like, oh, we didn't know Kyrie was going to get injured. Kyrie gets injured every year. No disrespect to Kyrie. You can't control what your body does. But it's the same with AD. I love AD. I love Kyrie. They are two of my favorite players ever. But they aren't reliable through no fault of their own. They get injured. They get hurt. They miss games when it matters. And it's just like, it is what it is. Why would you take the risk on a player that has shown you quite consistently his ability to be available? And then on top of that, again, the whole defense wins championship things. Okay, so you show me the last time someone won MVP, someone won finals MVP off defense. You can give me maybe 2 examples in the last 25 years. And neither one, and like, Iggy shouldn't have won that finals MVP anyway. And even Kawhi in 2014 probably shouldn't have won that finals MVP anyway either. Because it's like, but when is this happening? When is this occurring? When is a team just able to shut down another team and not be able to score? That hasn't happened since the Pistons.
The discourse,
it's such a rare.
The discourse should have just been. We came up against a team that is not even together right now, because the team that the Celtic created couldn't monetarily work for more than 2-3 years.
Yeah,
they built a stupidly perfect team.
Literally.
And You know what that's like? Yeah, that's like the Celtics losing to the Warriors and now blowing it up after that. Are you guys insane?
And you know what's crazy? People were saying that they should do that. When they lost in 22, people were saying, trade Jaylen Brown or trade Jason Tatum. One of them's got to go. People were saying that. When they gave Brown the big contract, people were saying, well, you shouldn't have done that. When they gave Tatum the big contract, you shouldn't have done that. What are you going to do now? Rare, tear, tear. And then what do they go and do? And it's like, what? And it's the same thing people do with Bron, where they're like, oh, they hold the championship losses against him. I'm like, bro, sometimes the better team wins. And it doesn't matter how great you are, the better team just
And
wins.
sometimes you
You
just
don't
have
blow it
to.
up
You have.
because you
You have.
lost to a better team. You retool,
Yes, you retool. You come back. You go
which is
again.
exactly what the Celtics did. It's exactly what the
And the thing
Celtics
is
did.
about this league is so. Just to move on quickly. This league is so. It's so quick. Like you made that wrong decision and think, okay, my mistake. Let me try to fix it. We back again. No, you won't. For
No,
all we
you
know, Dallas won't
won't,
make another finals for 30 years. Like,
bro.
let's look at how quickly the NBA can change, yeah? It felt like the Celtics were perennial title contenders in and around Eastern Conference finals. Do you know what I mean? In and around that area.
Mm,
One injury changed that whole thing.
yep.
One injury changed that whole thing. The first in the East right now is the Detroit Pistons. If I told you that 2 years ago, you'd honestly, you'd section me.
At this point in time, 2 years ago, the Pistons were 2-13,
They were
and
about
they
to
were
go
they
on
were they were in the middle of,
a
I think, what, the
historic
second longest losing
losing streak.
streak,
They were on their way to a historic losing streak.
bruv.
Historic losing streak. Like it was nuts. It was
And
insane.
And going back to what you were saying, that's a prime example of a team sticking to their guns. They could have very easily said, right, this reboot ain't working. Let's blow it up again. But they said, you know what? Nah, it's a young team. We've got this young guy. We believe in him. He was our number one pick. We're
Yeah.
going to continue building. And look at them now. And I hope they don't succumb to the pressure of,
Mm,
because you're good now, if you don't win a chip in the next year, you need to blow it up and start again.
mm,
I
mm.
hope they don't make a dumb move for a big star and
Nah,
they
nah,
ruin up their chemistry and whatever, and they just keep
yeah.
building off this. But like that is a prime example. Even the Spurs accepted being crap for a while. They won the Wemby sweepstakes. They managed to get another high level pick in Dylan Harper, and like now they are a team that is sitting fourth in the West. Do I think they're going to stay in that position all season long? Not necessarily, but next season they are going to
Hey,
have
who knows,
another
bro?
year's worth of
De'Aaron
experience.
Fox is hey, my bad. They needed De'Aaron Fox. My bad.
My bad,
My bad.
my bad, my bad. I said
Um,
pack them up. My bad.
listen, man.
I hold my
But
hands up on that one.
just quickly on the Pistons. I know it's been one of the easier runs, but
Mm.
these are games they would have lost and lost badly a couple years ago.
Literally.
You can only beat what's in front of you, and they're doing that. And that in itself is a sign of development. Beating up on the team you're supposed to beat up on.
And you
So,
know what I love
mm,
about that team though? Work rate. It's hustle.
yeah. And
It's
shout out to
hustle.
Jalen Duran.
Jalen
Ooh,
Duren, they're what do you call it? They're fourth
mm,
in, I think, rebounds, third in the
yeah,
offensive
man. Play to
rebounds.
your strengths.
And it's
Play
like
to your
that
strengths, man. I
that's
don't know what
that's
happened to Jalen
extra
Duran over the
possessions.
summer, but he's come back. My man on a mission. Double machine. Like,
And this is the thing. This is what the best teams, or not even the best teams, the best coaches are doing. It's like, it's what you just said. It's play to your strengths. Yeah, we can't move the ball around like OKC or like the Lakers. We can't
mm,
spread the ball like that. But you know what we can do? Crash the boards. Where we
crash.
can't create the most efficient shots, we can get those shots. We can get second chance shots. We can get second chance possessions. We can what do you call it? We can crash the boards. We can we can limit your second chance possessions, and that will give
Yeah,
us more touches where we can't make up for it in terms of pace or getting or creating the
yeah.
most efficient shots. Playing to your strengths. And it's just I hate when people talk about like trends in the NBA as if they're killing the NBA, and it's like no, it's a lack of intelligence that's killing the NBA. It's like
Mm.
don't try and play the whole 3-point shooting, 50 threes a game when you don't have shooters and you're not built for that. Play to your
Obviously,
strengths.
you're
You
gonna
can
need to
win
have a
like that.
baseline of threes because that's
Yeah,
to
you
get
need
in
to
the
shoot
door. But yeah,
some,
you don't need to. Yeah,
but
you
like
don't
you
need
can't
to.
don't live and die
You're not the
by it when
Warriors.
you're not built for
You
that.
don't have Steph Curry or Draymond Green. You don't have
Right.
them. Yeah, man. It's but I'm loving what they're doing. Yeah, the East is weird right now. Who was my MVP front runner? but Jokic has Jokic, Jokic. He's been Jokicing.
The thing about
When we
Jokic,
made
yeah,
when we made those predictions about Giannis, Jokic was chilling, and obviously the Bucks are going on a bit of a slump. They're a bit 50-50 right now. Giannis is still
yeah,
doing Giannis things when he's out there, but uh, yeah, the East, man. I think there are a couple of teams who were underwhelming at the start. I'm hoping the Magic are getting it together a bit, but
yeah,
hey, man, and even with teams like Philly who are doing a lot better than I expected to see this season,
mm,
there's still no number one team that I go, oh yeah, that's the best team. There hasn't been the team to separate themselves in the East yet.
no,
And I think obviously with obviously Detroit being number one, there's still going to be a bit of like, oh, it's an easy start, and also Detroit, who they've been the last 10 years. But that means there's no reason for Cade to be like, nah, this is my shit now.
yeah.
This is my shit. This is my team. This is my conference. Let's
Kate,
go.
Kate should
Because
be looking at it like the way Ant was looking at
yeah,
it in those last couple playoff
100%.
runs, where it's like
That's it.
you blink and you find yourself in the
Because
conference
you
finals.
look at you look at the team. You got your all world MVP level talent.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your all world level defender in Amen Thompson,
Mm-hmm.
and Ron Holland could be a great defender too. You got your big man. You even got a good backup big man in a Beef Stew.
Mm.
He's a decent stretch big. You got your nice vet in Tobias Harris. You
Yeah.
got other little pieces that come off the bench, and then you know Jaden Ivey when he gets
Yeah.
back and stuff like that. When he starts to get back into his room, they got some pieces there, and I love the addition of Duncan Robinson. I do. I love it.
Yes.
I
That
love
was
it.
such a good pickup for
Very
them
good
as well.
pickup. Very
Great
good pickup.
pickup.
He's showing different facets to his game, playmaking, different things.
Mm.
Listen, man,
The East is wide
you
open,
strike when it's
man.
hot, man. And again, I'm not wishing this upon him. I hope he comes back fit and healthy, but you don't know what can happen. There's no guarantee Tatum comes back and it's just like, yeah, sucks. We're back again. That's just not the way the game works, man. I
Yeah.
think, and the NBA can, if you let it, the NBA can move past you. And
Very so quickly.
to too quickly move on to a player that I think he's let the NBA move past him a bit is Ja Morant.
Yeah. What's interesting is that I think it's like the whole draft class. That whole
Zion.
draft class, we're gonna like at a point in time we looked at that draft class like, yeah, this is the
It's
future.
going to be a what
This
could
is
have been draft class.
these two are
Yeah.
the faces of the league. And now we're
Uh,
looking back at it and I'm like, damn, like what on earth happened? But it 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 speaks to how now in the NBA it's like
mm,
the NBA is moving so fast in terms of player development that you can't stagnate. You can't stagnate because the fact of the matter is we are looking at the exact same player that we looked at pretty much when he came into the league and when he peaked, like in his third season. And peaking in your third season, and the reason not being like significant injury problems, like say like a D Rose or something like that, with the issue simply being like one, poor decisions on management's part, where you took out a key piece of that core that was a key component of your culture that drove success that took you to what, Western Conference Finals or at least second round in a I was gonna say competitive series with the Lakers. It wasn't that
bro,
competitive,
I'm just looking
but
at this draft class quickly. Is it like the whole draft class is almost like you did what could you have been? Like, bro, let me just read these names,
yeah,
yeah? So number one pick, Zion, then Ja, then RJ Barrett, DeAndre Hunter, Darius Garland, Jared Culver, Kobe White, Jackson Hayes, Rui Hachimura, Cam Reddish, Cam Johnson, who is now on the Nuggets. He got traded from Brooklyn Nets.
mm,
He got drafted by the Suns. PJ Washington, Tyler Hero, uh,
damn,
Nikhil Alexander, Gogo Batadze, some guys that like were better than expected. I'd say. I don't know if Sekou Dimbi is still in the league. Romeo Langford, Chuno Kiki, Grant Williams, Matisse Thybulle, Brandon Clark, blah blah blah. Jordan Poole's in there, but it feels like a lot of that top, like the lottery in and around the lottery, was like,
you were not who you thought, like who we
yeah,
thought you were gonna be.
is that what the draft gonna look like? I'd be like,
Basically, bro, I can't even lie. I didn't even deep
2019,
all of them were in there.
yo, it just feels like that. If I was to give a name to that draft, it's like coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah, it's like with Zion and Ja are the ones that probably got closest to their potential. But even then, that is it's so limited. Like the Zion sample size is so limited, and also
Yeah.
it's so insignificant because it's
Haven't
happened in
played.
small
You
stretches.
haven't played a playoff game, bro. It don't matter. And
Like,
that's
do you
what
know what I
they're gonna
mean?
say.
It's like that's what they're gonna say. And it's like what we've
Mm,
seen is like alright, cool, but we can't see it manifest when it matters most. Yes, what we've seen is
mm,
impressive. We can't take that away
mm.
from him. But and even then, a big part of the reason why he hasn't been on the floor and why we can't be as sympathetic as we would with other players is because of weight
It feels like
and
so
managing his
conflicting.
weight. And it's like, and then with Jar, yes, we saw at one point a player that was averaging
He was in
beyond
MVP talks,
AI,
bro.
beyond Russ,
He was in
beyond D Rose
This
level
is the thing.
pain
The thing about
production.
Jar that's so messed up is the guys the other eclipsed him weren't even in the conversation when he was doing what he was doing.
He wouldn't even in the league.
Shea, um, Anthony Edwards, those guys in and around him, those guys that have eclipsed him now, weren't even in the conversation when he was
No,
doing what he was doing. And and again, this is a thing of just how the NBA moves past you is, I think a lot of the off the court stuff was race related, in my opinion. I think for a country that
one
deals with
hundred
deals
percent,
with guns the way you guys deal with guns, it's like
100%.
it's a bit contradictory, but cool,
Like,
that's whatever.
yeah.
So, but I'm more interested in the on the court than anything else.
I don't even think the off the court stuff is really and truly that significant to his
No, but it
development.
definitely all played a part.
It played a part. It played a
Because
part.
again,
But
he missed games because of it. So it's significant. But now if you look at it in regards to my real issue, and again, that's the main thing for me is this. Forget everything else. Ja Morant doesn't play. If you look through his career, yeah, bearing in mind it's an 82 game season, yeah. Ja Morant has played I'm gonna get it up here quickly to see his games played. But I believe he's only played 65 games once in his NBA career.
that's crazy.
Through whatever reason it is. For whatever
That's
reason,
crazy.
who cares? Whatever the reasons are at this moment in time. Let's just say we're not even caring about why or blah, blah. Okay, cool. So his rookie year, 2019-20, he played 67 games. Then 2021, he played 63. Then 57, then 61, then 90, then 50 last year. He's played 12 so far this season. That is insane. And the thing about it is, this is, quote unquote, the best his body is going to be. Because he's what?
Especially
26
for the
years
way he
old.
plays.
Thank you. For his play style, which we have seen different variations, rise, but then crash and burn. He doesn't play. That's already red flag number one. He's already injury prone. Red flag number two. If I showed you a video 2.5 years ago of 3 years ago of Ja Morant, a season of Ja Morant, and then I showed you the 50 games last year plus 12 games this year, two things you will get, in my opinion. One, oh, the guy 3 years ago was better, maybe. Two, he hasn't developed. You are a 6'2" rim attacker, paint attacker. You're a paint first
Yeah.
player. There was a couple seasons ago. He was averaging most points in the paint, which is amazing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But that game is maybe why I injured so much. Who knows? I'm not a doctor, but I love when I see development in players. Though you're still talking about your jump shot. I need to check what he's averaging this season, but I think at one point he was averaging 18% from three.
It's what you said about like the way he plays impacting his like injuries is 100% the case, because I remember like in the midst of him averaging like 12, I think at one point it was like 15 points a game in the paint.
Yeah.
When you see the way he jumps and he lands, again, the comps that will come up naturally will be like a Russell Westbrook, will be like a D Rose. Both of those guys, as explosive as they are, were a lot more controlled in the way that they would like. Ja Morant would jump up to the rim with the attempt of trying to dunk on everybody. And I think there's a quote where he was like basically saying that he's trying to bang on everybody. And you see the way he lands. And I think there was an instance where I think he fractured his wrist or he hurt his wrist, where he just landed poorly because he just didn't coordinate it properly.
Just quickly, he's averaging 16% from three. in this season.
Yeah.
And it's like, to continue what you're saying, you know what the game is today. You're not 6'10", you're not Giannis. You know the position you play. Throughout all of that, you can say all the off-court stuff, the on-court stuff, whatever. And now, obviously, the most recent thing with him and his coach, which I think they moved on from. That's cool. But you look at that and you go, okay, forget all that stuff. Let's put that aside. On the court, what are you doing? And it's like, you're still the same person. You haven't developed.
Yeah.
You haven't taken that next level. And I just think, for me, and again, I'm just watching all these stars, man. And I watch their trajectories from the Brons throughout to who we got now in a Shea, a Jokic, Giannis. All of these guys, I think one of the main things you see, even Anthony Edwards, you're seeing it now in the three ball, is you see them start to collect stuff from other people. And they evolve, they develop. You become like the Paul George that we first met in Indiana. It's not the same Paul George now.
No.
You're supposed to take things. And that's my biggest thing. It's like, you don't play. You're a small guard. You're injury prone now. You're not going to... Small guards, athletic guards, don't get better over time. The only person we've seen, I think with his play style and their body not give out on them, who had injuries early on in his career, but I think literally this guy might have been made in a lab. It's Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook's the only one.
But even with Russ, I think what has allowed him to extend himself is Russ developed his playmaking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like Russ developed his playmaking. Like he in KD's absences when they were both in OKC, like he stepped up his scoring, sure, but he developed
scoring,
that playmaking.
Rebounding. He became something that is just undeniable. I have to put this on the court. Even now at 36, they paid Schroeder all that money, but they said, you know what, Schroeder, get to the bench, man. Put Russ out here. That's triple double machine.
Do you know what I mean? And I think the comparisons that you made to Ja with Ant and Shea, I think for any guard coming into the league, those are your two archetypes. Because Shea isn't necessarily the most vertically athletic. Like, because I hate when people say that someone's not athletic because they don't jump super high.
No.
Because you try and move like Shea and you will tear everything in your lower body.
Shay's got some of the best ankles I've ever seen in my life.
Ever. Like, him and Kyrie's ankles are incredible.
And Wemby, insane.
Crazy.
Because the amount of force they're putting on those angles for those little jab steps that he does, those little step backs in the midi for the
the footwork, like, it's insane.
Come on,
but
man.
like where you got Ant, who's a crazy vertical athlete, where you've got Shea, who's a crazy horizontal athlete. I've watched Shea's development because I've been a big fan of Shea since she was on the Clippers. I've watched Shea's development from where he was a crafty, shifty, mid-range scorer to working with CP3, developing the playmaking, where even in the early seasons with OKC, where he was, or post CP3 era, where he was still getting near 30 points a game, but he didn't really have that free ball, where he's rounded up that free ball. By the time they got to that championship, he was able to knock that down consistently. We're seeing it with Ant, where I made those criticisms where like he needs to work on that free ball. And he's been working on that free ball. He's been working on that mid-range where he's not just trying to, get to the rim and dunk on everybody like Ja Morant was, like Ant was in his early seasons. You've seen that development. You have to develop. And it frustrates me because I don't like when people, like the media, talk about a player's personality or their character. Like, you know them.
Undertones. You don't know them. You're
do you know what I mean?
You're trying to literally destroy someone's character off seeing them dribble for 40 minutes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And we know there's underlying reasons behind why you're trying to do it. We understand
definitely
the different motives when you look a certain way. Cool. But
like,
that's why
at the same time, it's
talking about Ja on the court. Because Ja on the court isn't helping himself. Like,
no.
he had a playmaking jump. And that was really, I saw that. And that was really good. But the thing is, is when you have all this other stuff going on, you need to be the man on the court. Like, this is what it is, man. You see Anthony Edwards, we love his personality, blah, blah. Some people don't, whatever. But Anthony Edwards, if Anthony Edwards was, I'm going to drop his talent, but still, we're in the NBA, man. Those guys are great. Let's say Anthony Edwards was Jalen Green, Cam Thomas level player. They would hate every single thing about what he does.
Absolutely.
To be
every comment,
100%.
Every statement would be brandished as arrogant. Everything. The personal life stuff would be all over.
If you're gonna do that, you need to be on point
You
on the
have to
court.
be him.
You have to play more than 60. How is 67 games and you're only 26 the most games you've played in the NBA?
It's ridiculous.
What can I do with that? And then we look at the trade in him. What who, like, don't get it twisted. I think he's a floor raiser, and I think there will be like a new team bounce. So
Yeah,
there are
someone will
things,
take a risk on Jar. This
and
isn't
and
this
and I
isn't a
also and I also
Kawhi
feel like
situation or something like that.
I also feel like under the right system coach, it could get mad, it could get
Yeah.
crazy. Like, I'd love to see him, and I know it wouldn't happen. And I think maybe because Tyler Hero's out, but also I think Tyler Hero's had this kind of thing where people just dismiss him his whole career. It's
Mm,
kind of like he's kind of been a side thought, even when he was the guy for them. But it also always seems like they're still trying to get their guy. They're always still, since Miami
yeah.
is always still trying to. But I think maybe, man, maybe on the coach spoke in Miami.
But but at the same time, I'm like, because you've got the Memphis have brought in this coach who's obviously coached in Europe, and obviously
Yeah,
the approach in Europe is very different. It
yes,
goes
very team
coach,
basketball.
and then it goes players.
Yeah,
Like what the coach says goes, and he's
yeah,
obviously come in and tried to implement these standards. And like,
yeah,
I won't lie, like it was disappointing seeing Jar's reaction to being
yeah,
benched. I'm like, you weren't playing well in that game. You haven't been playing particularly well all season. And like,
Well,
I understand why you're not. I understand the frustration of not being on
yeah.
the court because you feel like you're a difference maker. You are the best player on that team. But to then say that to the media, I'm
Mm.
like, brother, you have to be more self-aware than that. You have to
What
recognize your position, and like, you can't
what I
just be
also
talking like
think it
that.
was with that, because I watched a different podcast and it was basically talking about uh I was watching Numbers on the Board podcast, and it was basically talking about how that the coach they brought in Memphis, his thing is very much to play their stars in reduced minutes, but it's like you
Mm,
play this 5 minute stretch where you're just all your energy, you're coming for it.
yeah,
Then you come in, but then players in the NBA are not used to that. You're used to getting your 34, 36 minutes a game, but now you're only playing 28, 30.
yeah,
So I think that was a lot of the knocking of heads. I don't know if they've gone back to what the guys are traditionally used to, or whether they're still playing his way. But man, I just think, man, it's not the end. Don't get it twisted. But the NBA
no,
will move by you if you let them. They will move by you. And I think what a lot of guys who were the guy, what a lot of them find out is what can happen in the NBA. And I think there's a reason why sometimes role players can last longer than people that used to be stars, is because you realize, well, there's only really two spots for a star in every team. And if I'm not that, I don't know how to be a role player. In
yeah,
high school, I was the best player. College, I was the best player. AAU team, I was the best player. NBA, I'm the man. I don't know any other way. I don't know how to be
yeah,
useful in 16 minutes a game. I don't know that role. So that's why I think you find a lot of stars go from being the star to literally out of the league.
yeah,
So,
and that's where you need to learn because it's like it's exactly what you just said. It's like there are certain players who like you get drafted to teams and you are the man, but then
mm,
there's tiers to this, and I think of it like Paul George, right?
mm,
Is a prime example where like you come in, you're the man, the championship aspirations. Obviously, Paul George had the leg break that changed things, right? But even when he came back, 2018, third place in MVP voting, but it gets
yeah,
to a point where you have to go. There are the Brons, the Lucas, the Giannis's, the Jokic's, the Shays now. Do you know what I mean? There are those guys who are the man. The guys that you can say, your Tatums, your Ants, you are gonna go and lead us to a chip.
mm,
Then there are the ADs, there are
mm.
the Paul Georges, the guys that are not the guy. He's not
Maybe
gonna
the
be the number one
2A,
guy.
1C, 1B
Do you know
guys.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
your
yeah.
one Bs, your one Cs, they're not the guy you build a chip round, but they're the guy if you can, you pair him with the other one. We're figuring out now, and I think to some extent we have figured out. Jar's not a 1A. I
Mm.
don't think he has the right archetype to be a 1A. He
In this
maybe if he
NBA,
makes tweaks
yeah.
to his game, he could be, but as of right now, he's not a 1A. And so he needs to recognize and he needs to understand that either if you want to be a 1A, you got to level up, which means you have to put that work in to level up, or you have to accept the fact that you're not a 1A. And when players don't accept that, that's where that transition out of the spotlight, out of the league happens very, very quickly. And I think back to Melo. And I think back to that press
Mm,
conference. Like, you're gonna come off the
mm,
bench. What?
mm,
And what
mm.
happens within a season and a half?
It was so quick.
It
It
was
was
so quick,
so
and it
quick.
was so harsh because he
Harsh.
was. There were never 450 players
Yeah,
better
but it
than
doesn't
Melo.
matter sometimes.
Like,
Sometimes
but
this is the thing. When you're a star, I don't think there's 250, there's not 450 places in the league. There's 60,
yeah,
maybe 90 play per
less.
team.
I think for someone like a Melo, for someone like a
It's
Jar, there's less, bro.
I think
There's
there's 60
less.
places in the NBA. Maybe if you're talking about guards, there's 30. Because you don't know how to be the other guy. You don't
Yeah.
know. But to move on to guys that are maybe not the 1A, 1B, a team that I was really rooting for to start this season, I bought a lot of stock in. I'm just gonna quickly check when they are in the standings. The Atlanta Hawks, man, they've been a lot. They've disappointed me a bit. They've been up and down. Obviously, now they're 9-7. Uh, their last 10, they're 7-3, and this is no, sorry, 6-4. Apologies, their last 10. And
Mm.
the issue is now is there's a lot of talk going now around the league. Well, a little bit of chat, I'll say. Is it time to trade Trae Young? And the reason we were asking that is because we're talking about the right archetype. I've said this before, man. Even I've had conversations with some of my Knicks friends about Jalen Brunson and
Mm.
whether he can win it being the best player as a undersized guard. I think Jalen Johnson is the man on the trio. I think on the trio. I think Jalen Johnson is the man on Atlanta. I think Jalen Johnson is developing and going to end up and maybe have to be the best player on Atlanta's team for them to go to that next level because
Mm.
they're a completely different team with or without Trae Young. And Trae Young is a talent that I love, and I think he's so good. But at the end of the day, he's 6 foot, maybe 160, soaking wet, 170. I don't know what he weighs, but you can't change that. And
He's not 1A.
defensively, he's and I think you got Jalen Johnson is a talent which I think is becoming, not even becoming, but it's now the new premium. Someone that can rebound, assist, and score on a high level, or like on average above level. Like now, even seeing it in New Orleans, who I think Zion should be careful because I think the way Derek Queen's moving,
Mm.
it may be time up for him. But Jalen Johnson, just to look at his averages quickly, is a player, and
22
again, you know,
points.
yeah, how many rebounds, how many assists?
9.6 assists or rebounds, 6.6
Okay,
assists,
you can't teach
nearly
that.
2 steals.
You can't teach that. He's a natural playmaker
And
for.
he's shooting 40 from the field, from
Okay,
three, and
okay.
58 from the
He's a
field.
natural playmaker for his someone of his size and his rim ability, rim shot making ability.
Yeah.
Having that playmaking added to it, it's it does so much for your team.
Yeah. From the front
Uh,
court as well.
And again, I think that's what we're trending towards, man. We're
Yeah.
trending towards big guys that can do it all.
I
And I
mean,
think,
we're seeing it in Dallas with how they're trying to shape
right,
what do you call it? Keep a flag. Because
yeah,
like
and
you
then
have to be
in
more.
New
You
Orleans
you
with
just
Derek
have
Queen,
to be more.
yeah, and I think even Giannis, man, these are guys that can do a bit of everything. And again, as much as the NBA is skill driven, and all these guys are skilled, high. If you could do something at 6'3", and I got a guy at 6'8" can do the same thing, the 6'8" guy is better than you.
Yeah. Because the
That's just
6
what it
guy can
is.
play your position. He can play the 2. He can play the 3. He can play the 4. And if you want to go
This is what,
small, he can even maybe play the 5.
and this is it. And this is the thing, man. If Michael Jordan was 6'2", he wouldn't be Michael Jordan. If
Nope.
LeBron was 6'4", he wouldn't be LeBron.
Nope.
And I think what Atlanta is maybe finding out is that, we can pivot here quickly, and we can pivot while Trae Young's value is still at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be interesting to see what happens over there. But it's
Yeah.
just a little thing that came on my timeline that I wanted to discuss that about wow, man, because I came into this buying a lot of stock, but I didn't come into the season buying stock thinking, maybe Trae Young doesn't need to be on this team. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Or
man,
to be honest with Trae Young, like he's gonna have to figure out how to do more with less. Cause like maybe there is a place for him on that team where he adds value, but it's just not as the main guy. And they gotta work something out around
yeah,
it if they can't get valuable enough pieces from it. Because they're second in assists right now. and they haven't had Trae Young for a good portion of the season so far. It's like
Yeah.
they're still able to do a lot of what he offers, and he hasn't shot the ball well this season. He didn't really shot the ball at last couple seasons either. So it's like what you're best at doing, the team is finding workarounds,
Yeah.
and like you're gonna have to figure out how to do more with less of the ball
Yeah.
in your hands, how to work off ball. But then the biggest downside for Trae Young now is like you mentioned, like we've discussed, you need to be able to do more than one thing. But more importantly,
But
like
is he
you need
gonna
to
be
be
able
able
to
to
play off
play
ball?
multiple positions, and it's like
Is he?
you
He can't play.
you can barely
Yeah.
guard the one. How on earth are
Yeah.
you gonna guard the
Yeah.
two? Let
Impossible.
alone beyond that.
Impossible. And it's a thing for him. It's just like, can he play off ball? We've been asking this, and I just don't think he can. I just don't think he can.
No,
But yeah, man. It's gonna be interesting to see when he comes back what the team looks like. And again, the NBA is so quick, man. A little injury
yeah,
can change the next 5 years, just like that.
literally,
Um,
literally. It's like the windows now.
mm,
It's not what it was before. There are no like 2 year, 4 year, 5 year windows. It's like, bro,
yeah, man.
your window might be just right now. Like look at the Pacers.
Mm,
Like your window might be right now. You don't even know it. You don't even
might as
expect at the start of the season to be in the NBA finals.
well.
And that might be
Yeah,
your shot
yeah,
for the
yeah.
next 10 years and you
Because
don't
yeah,
know.
now they're bad. They're bad. The Pacers are bad.
Yeah. It's like
It's
you gotta take
you
advantage
gotta
of those
catch that
opportunities.
lightning in the bottle, bro.
Look at the Mavs.
Mm,
2024, they didn't expect to be in the final that year.
that's
Now
self.
look.
I don't even put that on NBA. That's literally that's one man's self implosion.
Oh
But yeah,
yeah.
no, it's true though. Because as you're a fan, you're not thinking that's gonna happen. You're thinking we'll go again. We'll be back next year.
Yeah.
Back where
As a
Lucas
Lakers
on the
fan,
lake. Oh my! Imagine going back to that NBA Finals, yeah, that game, the last game,
game 6.
yeah, and saying to a Mavs fan, "This is the last time Luka Doncic is gonna play for you." What? What are you talking about?
That's his
And
last playoff appearance.
he's gonna be a Laker, bro.
Even 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 me as a Lakers fan watching that
Yeah.
2020 finals, I thought, yep, dynasty, we
Well, no,
back.
you're gonna say it on a roll.
We back. We're
Man,
what?
yeah, my back hurts. That's what it is.
If
We back to Sciatica,
like
bro.
you tell a Suns fan in what was it, 21, at the start of the season, you're gonna be in the finals. Yeah, right.
You tell us,
At the
but
end of the season,
you tell
you're
a
gonna be an
Suns fan,
afterthought.
you tell a Suns fan after that finals against the Bucks that yeah, you're gonna trade for Bradley Beal. You're gonna take that contract. Then in a couple of years, it's not gonna work out. And David Booker's gonna be your final point guard.
Again,
What are you talking about? You're like what? And you have had a KD on your team, but it's not gonna work
yeah.
out. He's gonna
You would
leave.
have had tell us Suns fan then you're gonna have in the next 4 years KD and Bradley Beal on your team, and you're gonna struggle to make the playoffs, and then you're gonna be stuck with neither KD nor Bradley Beal. Now you're gonna have Jalen Green, and Book is gonna be playing point guard
Dylan Brooks is your
again.
second best player. Like, yeah,
Mm,
man. The NBA is just it's up and down,
you
man.
got to take it as take out the opportunities as they come, man, because otherwise they'll be
That
gone,
is it.
and you
It's
can be in a
almost
perpetual just middle of the table team.
Kings. Like you look at that
They're not
Kings
even
team,
middle of
yeah,
the
you
table
look at that
anymore.
Kings team, and you're like, you got good players, but it just doesn't work.
But like also like the Kings one is so baffling because it's not even a case of like it's good players and it just why isn't it working? It doesn't work on paper.
Yeah.
Like we first of all we already saw the Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan experience in Chicago, and we already saw it didn't work. Why would
Why
you
did they
reunite
just
them
buy
again?
Chicago? I was so confused. You know what it is? I feel like they just got bare third options on their team and no defenders.
Whole team is third options that can't shoot the free ball. What the hell?
Yeah, man. And
Like
Zach
Demontis
LaVine.
Bonus, great, maybe
Mm,
2B player. You know, DeMar DeRozan could be a great 2B player. Zach
Demontis
LaVine could be a
Sabonis
great 2B free
Sabonis
player.
is such an interesting concept as an NBA player because he's a walking 22 and 10, 12, whatever, and like 7 assists. Yeah, 6 assists, whatever.
Yeah.
He almost hit his consistency therefore gets underplayed and underlooked. But it's like you're great, but who's trading for you and why? It's like, and I don't know what it is. And it's like, oh man, we know you're great. You're an all-star level player, but it's like I don't really want you on my team. I don't know, like,
No,
yeah, like
no. If I
defensively,
saw the Lakers linked to Sabonis, I'd be like, why?
why?
Because it's like he's good offensively, but he's not good enough
Great.
for
You know
you
what
to
it
like
is? He's not
run the
great at
offense for
anything.
him.
And like in
No,
terms of the elites, because I think he's a top 60, 50 player in the NBA, probably, if I look and whatever. Like, he's an elite level player. He can make an all-star team pretty much every year. If
yeah,
yeah,
off production, yeah.
yeah. But then it's like, if you look at it on paper, it's like, okay, this is a Jokic kind of player, no?
But then put him up against Jokic.
It's not. It's some. I don't. I need to watch
It's
him
like,
more because I watched a lot of him now. Because I remember he was the game I watched live in LA. It was last year, the first or second Kings Lakers game
mm,
at the I'm gonna call it Staples. I call it Crypto or whatever, at the Staples Center. It was like, yo, this guy's. But then on the other end, oh, you're barbecue chicken.
you're this is the thing,
Yeah.
and this is the thing about it. It's like, well, you're not good enough
Mm,
offensively to justify what you offer on defense. Like with someone like a Jokic, it's like cool. Jokic is, I mean, he's a very smart help defender,
yeah.
but like
But
he's not.
offensively, he's just
But offensively,
that next level. Yeah.
he's I don't even know what the superlative is for him. Like he's beyond generational. So it's like if someone's gonna give him 30 in the post or whatever, fine. He's gonna give him 30 and 20 and 15 and four blocks. But Sabonis gonna give you a cool 22 and 10 and then get absolutely barbecued on the other end. It's like what is the real value in that?
I also think the thing about Sabonis and maybe a little bit Jokic, but we'll never see it is there's no point in talking about Jokic. He's never getting traded. But everything Sabonis offers offensively, why would you not want basically a 7-footer who can rebound, play make, and score at a good to high level? Like, but I think about it and think, okay, it's not just going to any team. I think that's his problem. He ends up going to just teams. Like he was on obviously he got drafted to OKC. Yeah, it was
OKC,
OKC.
and then
Great.
he was part of
They
that.
know how to flip and draft. Wow. Uh, then he went to the Pacers, and it was like, okay, you know, what's supposed to was a stretch big at first. He was a stretch big.
Yeah, what's happened
Yeah.
to that?
You know. But anyway,
That do you know what it is? This is the thing about Spot. It's just clicked. He's in the wrong generation. He's playing in the wrong generation because he needs the ball too much. He needs that ball in the low post to really be effective. Because like he's not
yeah.
playing as a stretch big anymore.
Mm.
And he's not necessarily a role man either where he can like pick and pop or
He's
like
not athletic. He's not a
he's
role
not a
man.
lob threat. So it's like
No.
you need to feed him the ball
Uh,
and he needs to go to work.
or
And it's
he
like,
needs to play on
which
a team with no point guard where he's the man. Whereas like he would need a Jamal Murray type
yeah, but
PG.
then he's not a good enough passer to justify that.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. I think that's what it is because you think about it and be like, Ron, who needs a center? I'm gonna put him there. Am I?
Yeah.
Am I putting?
So
Maybe
Sabonis
him
10
and
years ago would have been crazy.
actually the one team that I've always been interested in him being on was the Warriors,
Oh yeah.
and maybe Draymond at the 4,
Yeah. But then Draymond
Draymond
at the
doing all the
4
defensive
and
work,
then
just
Sabonis at the
defensively.
5.
No, it's
There's not
okay.
enough
It's okay.
space.
No, there's space. Because remember, Steph in this space, you just got what you'd have to do is you you need well Buddy, but you need a it's gonna be Buddy Hill, but you need 240% shooters. So Steph and another guy who's just yo, I'm getting buckets here.
But then defensively though,
No,
because
no,
this is
that's
part of the reason why
your three and
the buddy
Draymond, man.
experience.
It could
Pardon?
work. Your 3 and Draymond, bro. So even like a Jimmy Butler, like a guy that could guard multiple positions,
Then
blah
you've got two
blah.
guys that can guard. Both of them are a bit on the older
Yeah,
side, and
your
then you've got three
3.
guys that are
No, your
kind of
3.
liabilities.
No, man, I think it could work, man. I think it could work. But yeah, but obviously, listen, it's
That's probably best case scenario,
yeah,
but
that's.
I'd
But
still be
apart from
skeptical.
that, I'm looking around, I'm thinking, yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know where I put you. Then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
we just keep him then because like we're gonna get
Yeah.
value for him.
And there's also this big money as well.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It is tough, man.
So if I'm a GM, I'm not giving up my future for Sabonis.
Yeah, man. But
It's that thing, man. The NBA moves quick, bro.
It just moves
It
quick.
moves
One day it's like,
quick.
yeah, because remember, this is a great contract. Oh, him and Darren Fox. Yeah, we're going to the playoffs. Darren Fox is a Spur now, playing with an alien. And we're here.
3-13.
Westbrook's low-key our best player. Somehow, we thought he was going to be out the NBA. And somehow he's our best player. Like, what the
That was
hell's happened?
that was crazy. I don't know why it took him so long to find a team. I
It's
mean, I
narratives,
understand
man.
why it took him long. He was looking for the right spot,
Yeah,
but
and
like,
also
and the
NBA
right money.
narratives is a crazy thing in India. Once they say you're something until you prove otherwise.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. But yeah, that's been another NBA app sesh from us. We'll be back to you for another episode. Remember to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your friends. I'm doing this back on the next one, man. But out.
Peace.